Before we get into it, I'm doing a massive giveaway, and the giveaway ends when I reach 1 million subscribers. Just subscribe and you're automatically entered, and I'm going to be giving away 100 prizes to 100 people. So subscribe and you're entered. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have some cartoon characters reimagined as humans. So we have some really popular cartoons like SpongeBob SquarePants, The Simpsons, and many others reimagined as different people. So if you've seen a similar list like this one will be quite a lot different, trust me. So if you do enjoy this video, try to smash 3,000 likes on today's one. It's a huge goal, but I think with all of your work we can do it. And I hope you've subscribed, because that will enter you into the huge giveaway. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Hope you enjoy it. Let's do this. So first up, we have a very popular animated TV show, Nickelodeon's finest, SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants is one of the most beloved TV shows on television, and it's only been around for about 20 years now or so. It's not the most old TV show ever like The Simpsons, and it's got a lot of characters that basically 50% of the world's population probably know of. We have the likes of SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick Starr, and Sandy Cheeks, Squidward, everyone that you know. And yeah, all of these characters look really cool in real life. Some of these SpongeBob depictions look really cool and mostly show him as the innocent character that he usually is in the TV show. He obviously works in the Krusty Krab, so there's some animations of him with his beloved hat on. And yeah, pretty much these animations are really cool looking and definitely one of my favourites on this list. We also have the likes of Patrick Starr, but that's in the next showing, because this deserves its own little section of the video, because these SpongeBob animations are really cool. So next up, as promised, we have Patrick Starr from SpongeBob. Patrick is the very dopey and very funny character from the beloved TV show, and Patrick lives under a rock, which kind of tells you a lot about his life. So yeah, Patrick is a really well-known character, pretty much just as well as SpongeBob is. So yeah, Patrick isn't going anywhere anytime soon, but it doesn't matter because he's got the fame to back him up. And these real life depictions are honestly really accurate. Some of them show him with different hair colours like ginger, but all of them keep the same basic sort of design as the shorts that he's wearing, and he's also quite chubby. And yeah, we all have a friend that kind of reminds us of Patrick Starr. No matter who you are, you probably have one in the world that just looks a lot like Patrick in real life. So let me know if you guys have one of those friends. I definitely do. Anyway, this depiction is a really cool animation. It must have taken this guy ages to make, and it's really good in my opinion. Not as good as the SpongeBob one, but still really nice. So next up we have Family Guy. Family Guy is also a very much beloved TV show and is kind of unique, even though the plot is quite similar to most other TV shows out there. It's very similar to The Simpsons, but it's very different in the sense of the jokes and everything. It's a bit more darker, but very funny as well. So on this list we were actually including Brian, because he's the only one out of the family that is an animal. So Brian was actually turned into a human in one episode, which was called Road to the Multiverse, where Brian and Stewie go into a reality where their paths are alternate, and Stewie and his family are all dogs, whereas Brian is a human, and obviously humans are seen as dogs in this world. And yeah, obviously you can see Brian, who looks a lot similar to his normal self, and this is obviously him as a human. He looks very similar, and I'm pretty sure he still has a collar on, but the only difference is he's obviously a human. The skin tone's all there and everything, and he is basically the same person, just with skin obviously. So let me know what you think of this one down in the comment section, and this time we actually have an animation to go along with it.
2 Bryans in our universe now.
Don't worry, I don't plan to stay in Quahog. I'm gonna go out into the world and see what I can make of myself. Goodbye, Stewie. Goodbye, Brian. Maybe our paths will cross again someday.
Ah, look at him go. Free in a world of his own kind.
So next up we have Pikachu from the obviously very famous series called Pokemon. I did a Pokemon video a few days ago actually, and it was about evil Pokemon. Pikachu was one of them. Here's a picture of what he looks like evil. Anyway, in this depiction he looks like a human, and this is obviously reimagined as a human, and there's quite a lot of these on the internet, just people just like doing these sort of art depictions, because a lot of people just like doing art and just like drawing in the first place. And it's really cool. Like, these people are so talented at what they do, and so many people have done this that it's ridiculous. So a huge congratulations to the guys that did this, because these guys are just artists, like really good artists. So well done for them. And yeah, I don't know what my favourite one is. I don't want to pick and put anyone else's down, but let me know what your favourite is in the comment section down below, because I like them all. Anyway, Pikachu, you kind of have blonde hair, obviously, because Pikachu is blonde in the first place, and probably would be a male, because I think that's how most people see him, even though there's male and female versions. So let me know what you think. So next up, we probably have the oldest and probably the most iconic cartoon character and person up next. Or should I say animal. So next up we have Scooby-Doo from obviously the animated show Scooby-Doo. So everyone's probably watched this as a kid. It's really old, and looking back at the really old animations, it's a little bit creepy now to look at these proper old animations. Like, it's just old to look at, it's weird to look at something that's really old now. It's just a little bit strange. But anyway, these animations actually show Scooby-Doo as like a human, obviously. And to be honest, it looks really accurate. He'd have like brown hair, a brown sort of shirt, and he'd look a lot like his partner Shaggy, obviously because they're best friends. So I'm not sure exactly what he would look like if the animators actually made him, but these depictions look pretty accurate to me, so I'm gonna trust them with it. And yeah, he kind of looks really lazy and a little bit dopey as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, as always. Next up on the list we have Mike Wazowski, and this is obviously from the very famous Monsters Inc. and Monsters University, which is about a group of monsters that have to scare kids to power their world, and they use this by using doors, and they go through parallel universes, and every time a kid screams it basically powers up a bar, and obviously this accounts to a lot of energy. Anyway, enough about that. You guys probably know who they are. Mike Wazowski is the Cyclops, the very small green Cyclops, and he's very noticeable. Now you guys definitely know who this guy is. He's really famous. Anyway, as a human he looks a lot different. And to be honest, these impressions and these knockoffs are actually really cool looking. Obviously, the artists that made these are really talented. And as a human, he wouldn't look too much weirder. There's not a lot you can do. Obviously, he needs 2 eyes as a human, so it doesn't look the most impressive out of the lot. But yeah, there's not really much you could do, because you do need to change a lot of stuff for him to look human. But it still looks really cool though. So similarly to Mike Wazowski, we have Sulley, which is his best friend, obviously. So as Mike had green hair, Sulley would have blue, obviously, because the character is blue. So there's not really a lot to say about this as well. Obviously they're both really hairy, or well, Sulley is, so that's why Mike doesn't have any facial hair and Sulley does, and he has a little bit more hair. And he has a bit of facial hair and also bigger bushy eyebrows as well. And obviously he's taller than Mike, so as a human he'd be taller as well. And these animations are honestly amazing. Like, the amount of detail they go into, like with the different shades, and they're both wearing like different jackets and everything. I think it looks really cool personally. There's not too much you could do as well with these characters, so well done for depicting them as humans, because you have nothing to really go off except for the characters themselves. So well done to them. Next up on this list we have Tom and Jerry, which is possibly the oldest cartoon on this list. I'm not exactly sure on the statistics if that is older than the other cartoons we've had on this list. But anyway, this Tom and Jerry depiction is really cool, especially compared to like the other ones as well. The depiction actually shows them as exactly the same poses, but just as humans, obviously. So obviously Tom, which is the big one, and the cat is actually obviously being told off by the dog, and then the mouse is behind him. As a human, the mouse is a bit bigger, which is kind of acceptable because you can't be tiny as a human mouse. But anyway, these look really accurate. They even animated the angry dog in the show, and it's been a while since I've seen this show, but from what I see is really accurate. So well done to the animators, I mean the cartoonists, for doing this, because it's really cool looking. And yeah, they have baseball bats and everything, and they just look really cool. So next up on this list we have Zootopia. Now Zootopia only came out a couple of years ago, but it was a really beloved film, and a lot of people have seen this film because of how popular it became. And pretty much the animators really contribute to making these guys in real life. So a lot of people have made these people into real characters. The rabbit on the left, as you can see here, has buck teeth in real life, which is a really nice little detail. She also has a gap in between her teeth, just a tiny bit, which is really pay attention to the details in this picture. And everything else is really accurate to the point where it's kind of scary how much they put in. The amount of effort they put in, it must have taken them days to complete these animations, so well done to them. And the fox on the right from Zootopia looks very similar. He would have ginger hair, obviously, because the fox is ginger, a green shirt, because even in Zootopia they're still wearing clothes, which is really cool. It must have been a bit easy to reanimate that. And he also has that really noticeable tie. But his body looks really similar because the fox isn't too much different from the human, like in comparison of like how the skeleton looks. So well done to those guys for doing this. Toy Story was probably Disney's most ambitious project ever. There's been 3 movies and even a TV show about it, and all their projects on it have been so successful because of the works of Tom Hanks. Because of this, everybody knows exactly who the characters are. You've probably heard the name Woody and Buzz so many times. Anyway, the only thing that can be changed in this depiction is the characters turn into humans. Now obviously Woody and Buzz are kind of humans, but obviously their skin tone is a little bit different because they are also toys. They're made out of plastic. So in this artist depiction we have a lot of the characters depicted as humans, like Mr. Potato Head, who is obviously a potato. And in this depiction he's actually black, or at least mixed race, which is actually really cool because you don't really think about it. He's either really tanned or mixed race, whatever you think Mr. Potato Heads are. And this is one of my personal favourites just because how much of the gang is there. They even have Big Baby from Toy Story 3. So this one's very cool in my books. So next up we have the final creation on this list. Now Futurama was a very popular TV series. I'll be surprised if you guys haven't heard of it. It's one of my favourites, especially when I was younger, when I was about like 9 or 10 years old. I was really in love with this TV show until it unfortunately ended, and it was a really smart show as well. But enough of that. We have one of the most beloved characters in the show. We have Bender, which is an offensive word. This is actually the character's name. But anyway, there is an episode where Bender actually turns into a human. So this little clip you can see now is of a machine that the scientist invented called the What If machine, which changes his reality so he turns into a human. And he unfortunately dies at the end of this, which is a bit morbid, but what can you do? It's just how life works, I guess. But anyway, this is a really sad kind of episode, but it kind of shows you what he would be like and look like as a human. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. And I like it when these shows do this sort of thing. It's kind of opens up a new imaginary title for the show. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to enter my huge giveaway, and also check out my other videos. It's either on a screen now or on my channel. So click on that or go to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. 3,000 likes and I'll do another one, and goodbye.